Today we are going to speak about majorly after planning how we can measure the construction productivity for our construction activities and compare with the project baseline and targets, and also developing recovery plan for forecasting and how we can increase the productivity and avoid for delays. And my name is Tekin. I'm from now running the webinar from Poland, and I've been working more than 18 years for construction projects, and I have a structural master degrees, which I never designed anything, but I'm working majorly for planning and controlling for international projects. And my company is based in Poland, Warsaw, and we have been founded in 2009 in Poland, but we have also strong background for project management before the F&D. We deliver project management system and services more than 57 countries together with our, more than 84 countries together with our approximately 60 solution partners. And our company is proudly delivering services and support for our customers in 9 different languages. We are very specifically focused on architectural and engineering and construction projects for vertical and horizontal, and we deliver specific project management system. Today I will be showing you Trimble TILOS, how we can help our customer with Trimble TILOS to manage, plan, and execute their projects and measure their productivity. Of course, we have also other project management system and solutions and partners. We are proudly implementing project management system with Asta Power project. Our key focus is for project controlling, cost controlling, and the 4D and 5D scheduling and the BIM. And I said here we also cover for project management, documentation, micro planning, and the controlling, and plus contract management requirements. Today I would like to just mention that we are very happy and proud because our company gained a lot of international know-how during implementation project management system, over 2,000 customers in worldwide, and that's why we are always open and sharing the know-how what we gain during our project management implementation, which we learn from our customer. Today TILOS is a solution which is used, if you look at the top 25 contractors in worldwide, more than 18 of them are customer of TILOS, and TILOS has over 25 years experience and successfully implemented in many international projects. If you look at it, our customers with TILOS, you can recognize that they are the leaders and the known companies, but we do not only implement TILOS for the very big and contractors and very big projects. We have majorly also small and medium-sized construction projects and customers which they are using TILOS in their projects. If you go more specific in the worldwide where TILOS is used and implemented, and with F&D we were implementing in TILOS in the Eastern Europe and Middle East, in Asia. And if you look at today for in Asia customers, also we have a lot of Asian customers who are successfully implemented and happily using TILOS, Trimble TILOS in their projects. If you look at the projects majorly that where TILOS is used and still ongoing, so that California high-speed rail projects, Grimstad's highway projects in Norway, City Circle Line in Copenhagen Metro, Istanbul Third Bosphorus Bridge and Trans-Anatolian Gas Pipeline project from Turkey, and Warsaw Metro second line from Poland, so that we have each industry success stories, customer who are using TILOS or implemented TILOS and they deliver their projects with success using the TILOS. And that's why we are running this webinar program and each time our aim is just choosing the specific subjects, just presenting you some areas how you can implement TILOS in any specific project which you are working. Before going to specific topic, and I just want to give some short information about the linear project for the new people. Actually, we are recognizing as a linear projects, which is that a kind of project like pipeline project, railway project, highway, tunneling, engineering, and transmission projects. And these are the specific projects which they have one share point, which is that repetitive works is very heavily happening in that kind of projects. Even we have minimum number of type of construction works, we repeat the same group of the activities in the separated and different locations. That's why this kind of projects using and implementing time location system is giving us flexibility for delivering and developing project schedule in very short time and explaining for the project stakeholders in a clear and visual way, so that it's also help us reducing to time for schedule developments and avoid for mistakes, clashes, and that's why it's very useful techniques. Of course, in each country, people call different. Some people calling time location systems. Some people calling time change diagram, time distance diagram, line of balance, French diagram, or March diagram. But in the end, majorly all the concept is the same. Usage of linear planning in the project stage start very early, which is that because the TILOS is requiring minimum project details to be able to start planning. Many of our customers using TILOS very early project stage in feasibility studies, and starting from the tender and bidding for estimation of time, estimation of effort, estimation of project cost, also calculated in TILOS. So that TILOS help many of our customers preparing tender plan, which is that tender plan is helping them to developing their offer strategy, and by this way that they can healthy build of their strategy of pricing, the capacity, and the crew management very early stage of the bidding. Of course, when the contracts awarded to the contractor can develop the detailed schedule, and later on for managing their crews and comparing projects and from the project baseline and contract performance. And infrastructure projects are very complex projects. The changes are very often happen. That's why TILOS also give the people for dynamic way of live project planning, because of any change you can easily measure the changes, and TILOS can be used also for the variation orders impact, delay analysis impact, and claim analysis impact, so that majorly we have full support for during the 100% of project cycle, including maintenance and operation. For many our railway operator and customers are using also TILOS for maintenance and for operation, the same for highway and roads and etc. But TILOS can be used by project owners, engineering companies, contractor, subcontractor, and suppliers. And after general information about the TILOS, today we just choose the one sample project we artificially created, and here that my key focus giving an example of excavation works, and this is a one important activities during the construction projects generally we are focusing on, because in many cases excavation and earth movements are the key cost-driven activities. I just choose any kind of pictures and just measure it. That's 2,000 meters of the channel excavation work. As subcontractors of the excavation and earth movements, and we just measure it that the total number is for excavation is 500,000 cubic meters, which is that, let's say, 2,000 times 50 meters times 5 is average 500,000 cubic meter excavation works. My aim is here making, first of all, estimation of the duration and estimation of the cost, estimation of efforts, and estimation of quantities, and after that setting up the project target, people calls also baseline, and making the measurement of the planned versus actual data and forecasting of the performance and estimating the time and estimating the cost of project finished. So that how we converted this to in the TILOS format, which is that I also would like to explain what does it mean time location diagram. You can see that here I have March, April and May, and that's why we can see here this is the time dimension. 12 and 13 is represent for the weeks, so that you can even go day or hours, but I just keep simple for the March, and it's 12 of week 13 and 14, so that March, April and May, my time dimension. On the top of it, this is 2,000 meters, this is location dimension, that's why people call time location system, and the pictures on the top is also represent for the channel which I'm going to make excavation. First activity, I register it, and let me explain also concept of linear planning, how it works, so that when I just select beginning of my activity, if I go to up, this represent start location. It means that I am going to start from the 0 meters, so that you can see hundreds, 200, 300 represent each 100 meters. This is the first kilometer and the second kilometer. It just shows that my plan is starting from the 0 meters. When on the left side when I go, it just showed me that 15th of March my goal is starting my projects. So that on the left side or right side I just see my start date, and on the top I can see my start location. I can continue for my work after 200s, and you can see that I can just finish my construction work starting from one location till the end of my channel, so that when I just come to the end of my activity, when I go up, it represents my end location. If I go to left, it represents for my end date, so that this is the 30th of April, and difference between end date and start date gives me durations, so that this is the 46 days approximately for construction work moving the earth from 0 till 2,000 meters. Of course, I have here one information, which is that average productivity is 21 meter per day, which is that I'm progressing. In the more accurate way, if we go, it's just showing average productivity is 10,870 cubic meters per day. If you just divided 500,000 cubic meters to 46 days. Of course, we can also divide this for working hours, and we can go to work rates per hour, per day, per month, per week, or per shift, so that this depends how detailed you would like to control it. And if you go to work rate, it will also help you to measure number of the resource what we need for to be able to achieve this progress. Of course, this is a simple explanation. I just want to make a bit complicated because in construction, as you know, that there are outside factors which is always impacted for productivity, our productivity for the construction. And that's why I make it 7 different zones, and each zone I would like to mention there is a different type of soils. For excavation works, it's not very sensitively impacted in that kind of short area, but I just want to show that each area has different type of soils, and each different soils we have know-how, estimated average productivity, which is that zone 1 is our planned or aim to making excavation is 21 per day, 21 meters per day. The zone 2, 20 meters per day, and zone 3 is 10 meters per day because we have difficult area here, and here 14 meters, 9 meters, which is that this is the most difficult area because probably we have there some rocks or some water area, and we need to be here working a little bit slow, that each colors are represent for different productivity rates. As I said, you can also go other work rates, cubic meter per hours, and etc., so that you can also measure in different criteria for the measurement. I want to be simple, and how to get this the TILOS format, so that as you remember 2000 meters, here I just represent each colors are different zones, so that first one is a 21 meter per day. The second one you can see starting and end, this is 20 meters per day, and you can see I am just entering for the rates, and which represent me that because if I have different productivity in each type of soils, my project is going to be finished like this. What was my target line? Let's say it was, which is linear, and if you look at it here, this is the area of the delay, which we have 21 days. It means very early tender phase. If I estimated 21 meter per day, and after that my project starts, and I measured the project actuals, and it represents me that because of the one factor which we will not assume when we were bidding, which is that soil types impacted my project performance. And this is the 21 days. How we can avoid it? I mean, sometimes it's already too late because we cannot predict for delays. But if your goal is not having any project delay, there are a few ways. One is just increasing the performance. No one has a magic for it, even though you use the best software. Best software will just give you projection and estimation. One of the easy way, one of the, let's say, must way is just increasing working hours. Of course, I always believe motivation. Motivation means that motivating the people working more efficiently, that this is just the other subject which we present about the Parkinson law and the aggressive scheduling, aggressive management, but there is also a limit for it. And how to increase the performance? One of the methods, you can increase working hours, which is that instead of working 12 or 10 hours, you can increase 16 hours or even 24 hours working, which we've seen many times. Another way, we also increase number of the crews. Both of them are costs for us, because if you put more working hours and if you put more resources in your project, it will impact your project budget. But sometimes we have no luxury and no choice, so that here, let me show you how we increase from one crew. This is a one crew, so that we decided let's move the second crew, so that this is our target line, which we agree with our customer for finish date and start date, and we have just registered with the crew 1 started, and everything going well, and it's great. But after that we just realize, Okay, we are also going good in this second zone, but we just realized that our progress is dropping down, and which will cause us the project delay. So that we just decide to put second crew and start it here. At the same time, crew 1 is continuing, and by this way we can avoid for delays. But as I mentioned, second crew means extra money, and this is the area which is 21 days. Just assigning the second crew, we avoid for project delay for the time matter, but we increase our cost because we have extra resource which we are using. And in the end, as you see, we have achieved our channel and the water on the channel, so that this is how we are approaching and managing the projects. Today I choose the channel projects because many examples we were using highway, railway, and I just want to mention that TILOS can be used any project which is linear. And as you see that this project is also linear, and I would like to just use this example. And what is the goal? I mean, why people use the TILOS? Because first of all, extra dimension. And if you look at the cube, and we have time, we have location, and we have budget. But this is not only three criteria, which is if you open the cubes and the progress measurements, is that for me it is very important set up some criteria which will help me measuring time, location, budget with resource, because resource for me is also cost, so that this is very important, and plus units. And units for me sometimes cost and income, so that it's also how many cubic meters, how many kilogram, how many tons. This is very important for me. And also person complete of duration, person complete of units, and all the criteria. So that today I will show you one progress method which will help you to understand all your cost, time, location, resource, units, and person complete, so that it will be very simple, but at the same time giving what you needed. What I want to mention, of course, we have also extra factors, which is that weathers. Weathers are direct impacted our project performance. Special seasons, and in each country we have different kind of seasons, which if you are working in Middle East, Ramadan is a time which is impacting for the construction performance. If you are working in the Europe, Eastern is time for impacting for the people mood and people holiday time. And soil types also impacted, as I showed you, one of the impact which I was mentioning. And environment protection areas like bird netting, or some kind of period of time which you cannot work in construction activities. Traffic diversion, holiday, safety, and other impact. For example, when you are making excavation, if it is a specific area, you can find a bomb which was not explored 100 years ago, and you have to immediately stop working, and you need to call some specific people coming and just making specific study for it, for the safety. The same for strike, the same for archaeological excavation, because when we start project we have many unknown, so that we can change our project plan anytime during the project. So that this is very important to set up the criteria for performance measurement, and also always expected some surprise and risk. I just want to make live demo, and this example, not only just today speaking for the PowerPoint, so that I created for some examples, which this channel example which I was mentioning, and here I want to just show you this example. Okay, and here we have 2,000 meters, and this is TILOS interface, and I'm planning to start beginning of April, and I'm here planning to finish in August. The total quantity is 500,000 cubic meters, and we also aim to have 500 cubic meter per day our productivity. This is my data dates, which is I have created here. On the right side, I have planned versus actual. My goal is always comparing my planned cost and actual cost. Another criteria which I want to measure and control is planned person complete, actual physical person complete, so that I would like to compare my progress based on person complete. But person complete is very individual. That's why I also want to at least one criteria which help me to measure my payments, not to pay over to my subcontractor or my other team, because that I want to set up some safety factor, which is that quantity. Because if my subcontractor is telling me 50% progress done, I need to have at least some criteria, which is that I can agree with him that what does it mean 50%? It means that how many cubic meters of excavation, because I can measure the cubic meters by easily for the instead of the person complete, so that we can add it more. This is just my simple progress entry, and what I am doing now, this is that start date 1st of April, end date is 14th of August. This is around 1,500 days, working for 8 hours per day. And what I am doing now, I just set up the project baseline, which is target line. And we go to project baseline and set up the project baseline. And I'm calling that this is a baseline 1, which is we have signed contracts with our customer. When I create this, you can see here I have 2 lines. The black line is represent my project target and the baseline. Red line is represent my forecasting line. So that I just want to go make it budgeted cost, because it was forecasted cost, and budgeted progress and budgeted quantity. I just put F5 for calculations, and please see here now budgeted and forecasted cost is the same, 915,000 euro for first quarter, 1,380,000 for the second quarter. So the quarterly base my project budget cost. The same for budgeted progress, which is 12% in the Q1 and 31 is in Q2 and 49 in Q3 and 67 for Q4. So that you can see that green line is represent for my planned progress. Here there's also important information, and Q1 our aim is having 61,000 cubic meters excavation. This is cumulative. 153 is a Q2, end of Q2 we aim to have 153,000 cubic meters excavation. Now time for us entering the progress. Let's say that our project started and 3 months later we want to measure it. Okay, generally we are recommending, for example, the measurements of the, let's say, and project analysis, optimum is twice a month or once a week, which if you use the Trimble technology today, you can even hourly base, you can measure it, because Trimble is giving opportunity for the GPS controlling, and by this way you can easily measure it. We also recommend you to look at this technology, but let's just enter it here manually, 3 months later progress. And one of the best, in my opinion, working method for entering progress is in TILOS. I always use the distance base, because as I mentioned that if I measure a proper quantity in each area, when I enter this area has been completed, I can easily track the quantities. Let's go and enter the progress. And here, let's say we started 1st of April, and we have May, June, July, and August. 1st of August, where I should be. I selected this 1st of August, and system provides me actually target point, which is, it is telling me that it was planned to start from 0 and planned to finish 488 meters. And I speak with my people, ask, and or I just measure it. Let's say we didn't achieve 488, but we achieve only 400. It means that we have 88 meters behind and then up target. So that I select OK. And please see now we just created schedule for this. And here system provides me now, this was a target line. This is the data dates, 1st of August. And system is telling me that I have 100,000 cubic meters of actual quantity. My productivity was 500 cubic meter per day, but actual productivity is unfortunately 410 cubic meter per day. And this is the line which shows me that I'm going to have 1 month delay. Because of that, I have 410 actual productivity. On the right side now, I just want to see also extra cost, which is I am going to spend, so that I just press it this. It is telling me that this is the extra budget which I need to be able to complete my projects. Here it was 12% my target for progress. Unfortunately, I achieved 10%. The same here, my target quantity was 61, but unfortunately I achieved 50,000. And because of that, I have now full control. And plus, now with our project team, we can make it what if analysis. First of all, is the 1 month delay is real or not? I want to judge this because if I am today, 1st of August, if my team perform 410 and there is no guarantee from today till the end of my project I am going to achieve 500. So I just want to see what is the current performance projection. If I perform the same performance today, where my project is going to end. I go here, select the project activity, and TILOS has great opportunity which is giving expected end date with the current performance. When I select this, TILOS shows me that, well, if I have the same performance for remaining time of project, which is 410, my project delay will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that we are going to have 4 months delay. Just let's check what is the extra budget we needed. Well, we need really a lot of budget to be able to finish my projects because of this. Plus, there is also one risk, which is that seasonal impact. Because the area which I worked November and March, because of this extra delay, my project is going to have another risk because that the season, winter season, can cause extra delay for my projects. This is the situation no one wants, because generally we want to finish our project on time. So that I want the software, TILOS, gives me some recovery and recommended schedule, which is 410, okay, my current performance, but 500 was my target performance. What should be my aim or target recovery work rate? So go to again the progress line, and here we have options: recover baseline with the estimated work rate. When I select this, please see that TILOS provide me now recommended work rate, which is 530 cubic meters per day. So that you can see I need to increase slightly my performance starting from today to be able to catch up the plan. I want to see here for extra budget needed, and you can see that I have different and no extra budget, and this time. But now my planned and budgeted costs are different because increasing my performance is money. That's why my budgeted and estimated actual costs are different. Let's say, okay, this is the one-time entry and we would like to 3 months later one more time enter progress, and time is now September, November and October, and we enter 1st of October another progress. It is saying that according to TILOS from 400 till 789, let's say we achieve 750, which is 88 meters we were behind, but we have now around 39 meters, which is that we are still behind, but we are getting better. So I just enter it here, and here we just schedule again. Please see that now the delay is going to be here 2 weeks, and here measure the actuals. Okay, and then I just select again. Let's go another progress entry, and we just go to 2014 and March, and we call 1st of March. And it's saying that from 750, 1,257, but somehow we really achieve 1,350, which is that our work is now going very well. We are really performing better than what we planned. And you can see that the speed is changing. We schedule again, and it is showing now we are going to here finished earlier than what we planned. Even we can just go here and select it here for the estimated time for the finishing it, which is that TILOS is telling us this is time for us, start cutting resources, because 500 meters was our plan, and if we have even 490 cubic meters per day, we will be able to catch up the project finish date. So that this is how you can enter the progress and measure it. But this is what we are generally doing. And do you have any question for it? By the way, you can type your question because I cannot hear you, but I can read it. Great. Okay. One question, very good. And actually, I was expecting this. How we can measure the number of the resource which we need to increase or decrease? Great question. This is I was waiting. That's why I prepared myself. Well, let's say that this is simple charts, and let's make it a bit complicated, which is I here prepare some more detailed one, which is not only planned cost, actual cost. I also input planned income, actual income, because my cash flow is impacted based on my performance. On the right side, I also included here number of the resources, which is truck, machine operator, and excavator. It's calling me that I need 13 truck, 13 machine operator, 3 machine operator, and 3 excavator. This is just number of the resource which I need to have in my projects. Let's go and make it here hiding this cost and hiding the income, and the same for progress, and just focusing on the number of the activities. Okay, so that we have activity planned finish date was 14th of March, but delay finish is 10th of July. So that we have around 4 months delay. And this is which is that our planned productivity was like this, and we are going to finish like this. So that what I am doing now, this is increasing my productivity, which is that let's call that, okay, it is 1,500, which is actual performance, but planned performance was 2,000. If I type it here manually, or 2000. And now you can see I catch up for planned finish date and delayed finish date is the same. There is no delay. And for me is now very important how many resource I need to increase. I just select F5 for recalculate. Please focus on the numbers are here. And system immediately give me that I need to increase 1 excavator and 4 trucks to be able to achieve this productivity and no project delays. Is there any question? Okay, so that if you don't have any question, so just a moment. Yeah. Okay, one question is how resources are loaded. Okay, good question. First of all, when we have an activity, this is an activity, we have activity properties. And when you go to activity properties, we have activity details, which we can write activity name, activity IDs, activity calendar, which is this also important, and we have activity type, which is TILOS is planning and engineering system, which you can have critical paths and etc. So that you can have here type of the activities. Also, in each activity, we can also assign activity code, who is doing it, what type of work is it. It will help us for filtering and reporting purposes. And we have display options. Each company and people can have their different type of the represent for the progress, so that you can also change the type of the activity. Coordinates, start location, end location, so you can also change start location and end location. Even you can split the activities. We have calculation, so that we are entering here total quantity of excavation. By the way, we can calculate quantity using TILOS, or we can enter quantity inside of TILOS and estimated duration or work rate. We have very strong estimation engine, which is that we can estimate the quantity, we can estimate work rate, durations, that kind of things. When you enter the plant work rate per day, you can also select the units, which is that what is the units, because I show excavation activities, but we have other construction activities, which is different unit, and average daily working 10 hours or 8 hours, that kind of things. And here also we can set up the manual or estimated cubic meter per day. When you enter the unit prices, system also give you that cash flow. TILOS has link, which is that you can create the finish to finish, finish to start link between the activities when you go to different type of activities, float analyzers and resources. And you can see that this is my activity, and here I have resources, which is material and then excavator, operator, and we can model the resources, which is very powerful system TILOS can give. You can add extra resources from the resource pool, which is, I have here, this is the labor, equipment, material resources, you can do it. And we provide some sample resource list, but you can create it, your company resource list, but here adding new resources without any problem. Unlimited resource can be added, and with the unit price, with the work rate and estimation. If you are using Excel, we can even help you if you have too many resources, we can import it from Excel to resources as well. And we have one thing which is, in my opinion, I am really fan of the TILOS because of this also, because I'm a Primavera implementation specialist. I've been implementing Primavera in many organizations. One of the issues we were having trouble, which is that to be able to control the quantity and the cost with Primavera, you need to plan. the same criteria, which is important of course, but in infrastructure project it doesn't work, because sometimes during the tender phase we are unit based, going like per kilometers or per meter cost, but when our project start we want to make micro based cost controlling for the per soil quantities, per oil, per very detailed one, so that even your plan criteria is different than actual criteria, you can make plan and comparison and actual in TILOS. The progress, micro progress, these are some other area which you can put it so that you can assign resources easily inside of the TILOS. Okay, another question. Can we track cost and revenue simulation on the same activity basis? Yes, because you can see this is my project cost and my project income, and this is the only one activity, so that in one activity I put cost and income criteria, and by this way I can create it for project cash flow. But sometimes it can be even different, because as I said, our project owner giving us income per kilometers or per meters, but our cost is per unit, so that even the criteria is not the same. We can assign income for the project, we can assign cost to activity, and by this way even we can get the project cash flow. Okay. Well, if you have any other questions. Okay, the question, hi there, I am P6 user, I would like to about option TILOS schedule update for activities, retain logic, project override, or actual dates in P6. Well, we have full integration with P6, so that when you go to TILOS file, we can import and export for the Primavera file, so that if you want to send it back the data in Primavera, you can just send it to Primavera, or we can open the Primavera file, which is that, let's say that the best practices is like this. We make the plan here, send it back to Primavera, detailed in Primavera, and enter the progress in Primavera, send back this progress to TILOS for better representation for the reporting. Yes, many of our customers are using Primavera and TILOS together, because we have integration in both systems. Plus, today we are not going to show, but we have also Google Earth integration, and progress map is also giving possibilities of seeing your project from satellite, just seeing where is the project map, where is the area which excavation. You can also get the perfect dashboards that from the Google Earth, and we're using the progress map from this subject. Any more questions? I just want to mention that we are repeating and sharing this recorded video in our LinkedIn group, and you can just follow up us in our LinkedIn group for the TILOS time location scheduling and controlling for highway tunnel project. Here we are having always discussion about the sharing about the upcoming webinars. You can here ask your question for other planners, other TILOS funds, and people. You can connect with the TILOS people, so that this is our group in LinkedIn, so that we recommend you to follow up us in the LinkedIn. And you can be active, by the way, you can ask question. Another one, we have also Facebook for future network development. We are global channel distribution partner of Trimble for implementing TILOS for our customers, so that we are also sharing here for other videos. And